wonder if there's going to be a way to see the desk at the same time here. I have no idea. I'm not used to the... Hello, Alberto. So you can either see my head or the desk, but not both. So that's interesting. So yeah, I feel like I need to be like down here or something. Like, I'm working on my quad now, guys. But yeah, so I've got the, this is the multi-rotor Superstore Frogger. I put a build video up for it. I tore the whole thing apart to take a bunch of pictures for it when I was done. And so now I'm just putting it back together so that I can fly it tomorrow, hopefully. It's going to be good enough weather to get outside and do some flying. So that's the goal. But if you guys have any questions about it or whatever, let me know. I've never done anything like this before, so I just thought I would give it a shot. See where the best place to put this is so you can see me working on it. But yeah, so this is working. I just had tore it totally apart to take like 100 pictures of it so that everything would show up right. I always keep a little tin or so that I can keep all of my parts in the same place. Because I'll have like 3 different builds going on at the same time, and so I wanted to, yeah. So I always have just one bin dedicated to each build. What are you guys up to? Do you have any questions about whatever? Yep, these are all little bees on this one. I've got SN20s on this right now. This is my green machine, or a ZMR 250. And then this also has SN20s. I had RG20s that all seemed to break on me. Or not all of them. One of them was going really bad and I couldn't figure out which one it was. So right now it's got some SN20s, and then I have some more little bees showing up on Saturday to replace them. This is a multi-rotor Superstore Frogger, and this one is a QAV 210. I do have, this is the bottom plate for a QAV 180 that I had before the 210, but I've moved everything over to the 210 because I wanted to do that in the first place, but I had trouble with shipping, and so I wasn't able to start with the QAV 210. If that makes any sense. But yeah, so I'm guinea pigging with you guys on this. So if you have any opinions on whether or not this format is working with YouTube or whatever, let me know. Like I could do this on Periscope or whatever you guys think is best. .180s are fun, but they don't fit as well in here. What software are you using for the YouTube stream? I downloaded and installed Open Broadcaster software because I'm running this on a Mac right now. It was really easy to set up. Why did I go with the QAV210 instead of any of the other 180 to 210 size frames? That's a good question. I do not like 180s that much. I think they're a little bit underpowered. Having only 4-inch props means you have a pretty limited amount of thrust, and I really like to carry a GoPro when I go out, or a Yi, or whatever. So the 180 size limits that for me. I chose the QAV210 because I think it has some awesome features, like the VTX mount here with zip ties is just absolutely fantastic. Like I have not seen anything nearly as good in terms of that mounting system, and the camera mounting system is also fantastic. So I love everything about the QAV210. And hello, FPV Violet from Norway. I've got a friend that lives out there somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, we play Battlefield together all the time. Does that make any sense, Alberto? Is that a satisfactory answer? I could expand on both of those points. Yeah, my heritage is Finnish, and so I've always wanted to go out to the Scandinavia area at some point and just spend some time. Mostly because it's just absolutely gorgeous looking. But yep, BF4 PC. Yeah, if I go out just to fly and not to film anything, which is rare because half of the fun for me is having content to go through and look at. I like the 180, but that's not usually the case. Gosh, where is that tool? So I don't usually choose the 180 over the 210 because of that. What are your top choices right now, Alberto? What are your top choices right now, Alberto? Hello, Christian. Yeah, I totally agree with you, FPV pilot. It is a tight fit in there. Alberto, if I bought one frame today, it would be the Armaden F1B 5-inch, their X frame. I think between the warranty, the X design, the Armaden, just their reputation in the community, I think that's going to be an awesome choice. If it had come out a week earlier, that's what I would have bought instead of the 210. Just because, but I had bought the 210 just before it was even announced, so I was like, oh no. I'm going to put this, I don't even know yet. Have to build a list. As you said, half of the fun is having the footage. Yep, yeah, footage is fun. Even if you don't share it with anyone, it's fun to go back and look at your stuff. RS90 is nuts, but not too easy to get. What is an RS90? I don't know what that is. Maybe I just put my foot in my mouth. Maybe I do, but what is an RS90, Julian? Stick the receiver on there. All right, I gotta grab some gear and power this up quick. Super small 2S brushless FPV quad. That sounds fun. I've not seen many 2-cell quads at all, so it's kind of like, that'd be cool. Okay, everything bound. It's arming. That's a good sign. $90 millimeters on 2-cell. That's got to be crazy. I'll look that up later when I'm not using the computer for this. There you go. Video through video. Ah. Camera's out of focus. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up. Don't worry about it. Hey, it's Patrick. I know him. He's probably here to just make fun of me. It's one of the guys I fly with. He's okay. Sweet, we got 11 people in here. That's awesome. What are you guys thinking about this so far? Do you like this? Is it just obnoxious? I mean, obviously you're here, so you can't hate it that much. Cool. Let's put these back on. Now to find my tool. Can't post links here. Make a video about PID tuning. So here's the thing. I would love to do that. But to do that, I'm going to have to learn a whole lot more about PID tuning because I am terrible at it. Right now I'm flying Betaflight, and Betaflight does a pretty good job of not requiring it lets you not be perfect, we'll say. So I'd like to, but it's going to require me to really figure it out so that when I make a video about it, I'm giving you guys the right information. And that's important to me. So it's kind of like, you know, I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to give misinformation or, you know, maybe something that's not going to be perfectly useful. If that makes any sense. Humboldt, hey, how's it going? I love your videos and thanks for all of the positive or all of the feedback you've given me. I say my name Bulbufet, so it's kind of like Bulbufet, just kind of mixed together. It's a stupid name because when I go to races and people ask me like, "Oh, what's your pilot name?" It's Bulbufet. It's kind of embarrassing, but like I've gone so far down the rabbit hole that it's too late to change. RS2K is working on an auto-tune that will blow everyone's mind, but it's meant for F4 boards like the OPA Revolution or Nano or the Sparky 2. That sounds awesome. I tried G-Tune a little bit, but that only tunes P settings and only for roll and pitch, and it didn't really do anything. But I think that was also because I had I was having some pretty serious problems with my quad as it was. So yeah. Codename Raceflight, yeah. The T is not silent. It's yeah, a lot of that is the thing that people do is they say Bulbufet like it's French or something. But yeah. No, I like the name too, but it's a lot better written down than it is said out loud. Like, because I mean it was originally obviously a gamer tag, and then I kind of just carried it into FPV because I like it. But yeah. Biggest breakthrough of 2015. The biggest breakthrough of 2015, I think, was probably somewhere between events and Betaflight. I think Betaflight is actually a pretty big deal, and I think it's going to help a lot of people get better a lot faster because their software is not their limiting factor, whereas a lot of people kind of struggle with that, myself included. With regards to events, I think between Drone Nationals, Drone Worlds, F3 Expo, and all of that, there's a lot of really good things happening in terms of making the sport more legitimized amongst hopefully the general population. I think the most important thing for 2016 is not going to be figuring out how to make racing better for pilots, but it's going to be about making racing better for spectators. If we can continue to make it better for spectators, then spectators are going to start giving us more money, and you'll start to build a bigger and bigger community faster. I'm going to run the throttle on my desk with props on. Don't do this at home. Cool, that's ready to go. Betaflight is so good, I flew 8 packs a day with 2.2 RC1 at 2 kilohertz. It was awesome. That sounds great. I usually am a week or two behind on on my software updates, so I'm glad that other people are out there testing it because I wouldn't be able to give very good feedback on what I am experiencing. So, bam, Frogger done. Bam, QAV 210 ready. Green Machine kind of in pieces. This motor is bad right now, and I don't have a backup for it. I ordered some more motors, but they're not going to be here for a few days probably. Yeah, I agree that they can broadcast the FPV, and they've done that a few times to my knowledge. I think they even actually broadcasted some on like ESPN3 or something. But a big part of the problem is that the spectators don't necessarily know what's happening unless you are a pilot. You don't know exactly what you're seeing, and what's happening is very short. There's not, like with sports, for example, you follow a sports team and you know of individuals that you want to go see, even if you're not super into that thing, you still care about that. And so it's kind of hard to figure out when it's kind of figure out how to translate that from the sport community, which is obviously very successful, to the FPV racing community, and I'm just not sure what to do with that. Humboldt. Yeah, I like the Frogger a lot. I wish it was Truex, which it isn't. I think it's off by just a smidgen. Where is my? I don't know where my calipers are right now, but I think it was like 170 millimeters this way and 130 millimeters that way, which was good but not great. But it flies very well. I'm very impressed with it. And I ran it with 1806 size motors, which was really, which I thought was really, really good because it keeps it really nice and light, and it still has power without the compromise of weight. Now, I want to get the RCX, or not RCX, Rotor Geeks 2205 by 2700 kV, because they do something like 900 grams of thrust on 4-cell with these props, and I think that would be ridiculous. Couldn't land with air mode on 4-cell. Yeah, I've heard of people having problems with that. My wife got me these tri-blades for Christmas, which is awesome. I actually have some Dominator V3s that some of my family and friends got for me for Christmas, showing up tomorrow, hopefully. So that should be fun. I've got this all mounted on my wall here. This is my custom-made tricopter, which is just a ZMR that I took a chop saw to, and then I took an extra arm and stuck it out the back. And then this servo is a nice Metal Gear servo that's zip tied and then hot glued onto the back, and it actually flies pretty well. So yeah, but and I need to do more with this. I need to get a whole new set of electronics. I borrowed some for other projects, but yeah, that thing is pretty cool. Have I tried Rainbow Six Siege? Yes, I did the beta for it, but I'm probably not going to buy it for more than... I won't buy it for more than $20. That's kind of how I felt about it. It felt like an arcade game to me. You should get an HMB 235 and do a review. I just ordered one after breaking a Hobby King color. I assume that's meant to be frame. HMB 235. Looking it up. Multi-RC. Whoa, it looks like it has a car top carrier on it. Is that G10 or is it something else? That looks interesting. Maybe. if Multi-RC sends me one, yes, I will definitely do a review. But yeah, I saw Bulbufet today. I can't wait to open it. Wait to try it tomorrow. It will be a big jump on CC3. Yeah, it will. It is a completely different quad, flying Betaflight, especially if you're using base flight on OpenPilot. You might not be, but hold my beer 235. Love it. I've got my Nano QX with its own frame. Where did... Dude, I'm losing stuff all over the place right now. All right, what do you guys want me to talk about? What do you want to see? What do you want to know? I don't know what to do here. I was just gonna do some building for a few minutes, but I can stick around for a bit if you want. Lifetime warranties are good. That's why I recommend to was it Julian? No, to Alberto that Armaten. Oh, you are in Europe. That might make it tricky to get stuff shipped. Gamertag and BF4, I believe, is just Bulbufet with no FPV on it. How's the latency? Like, is the video streaming all right for you guys? Is it decent quality? I might try another setup. How many batteries do you have, and how many do you usually fly in a session and in a week? I have, I think I have 10 4-cell batteries and about the same 3-cell. I don't usually fly the 3-cell as much. During the summer, I was probably flying 40 to 50 batteries a week. Recently, with the winter and with darkness, I'm probably only getting in 10 a week, 20 a week at an indoor. But yeah. Hey, Kenny. I'm in New York. It's crystal clear here. Good. Good to hear it. I've got these. These are the RG20s I just pulled off of my other, or off of the 210. I got to figure out which ones are bad and which ones are good. I'm not really sure how to go about doing it because it didn't always seem to work very well. Good, I'm glad that the video is working all right. I'm just on my laptop, so that's good. So I've got a servo tester, and I'm going to try to hook it up to each of these ESCs to see if I can get everything working all right. To see if maybe that will help me test the ESCs to see if, well, I don't know. See, I don't know what to do because I don't want to put them all on a quad because I know one of them is not working. But it didn't seem like there was a problem until I was actually hovering in the air. So it's like this kind of weird catch-22. Idaho, yeah, there would be a lot of snow right now. But at least you can go skiing or snowboarding. I've got my my arbor board is in the garage just waiting for snow. It's I live in Indiana. Gotta grab something. I'll gladly trade skiing for FPV. Yeah, I like FPV a lot. I really like snowboarding a lot. So that would be a hard call for me. If I lived somewhere where I could snowboard often, very often, then I would trade. If I stay here, though, I'm definitely going to continue to FPV. In Moscow, there's a foot here. Only a foot? How far north is Moscow relative to Idaho, I wonder? What battery do you use on the 210? 4-cell 1300 question mark. I'd like to use the same ones as you. Same ones that I use on my 250. I use my favorite are my 1300 milliamp Tattoo 75Cs. I have flown the 210 with 1800 milliamp 75s that are fine. I've flown it with 3-cell 1500. They're fine. So yeah, what battery? I just built my first quad over the holidays with this crappy Indiana weather. Haven't been able to go fly and tune it yet. That sucks. Where do you live in Indiana? I live very near Indianapolis, so maybe we could get together and get it tuned out for you. Well, thanks for the distance to Moscow, but what's the, like, relatively speaking, how far north is one versus the other? Kokomo. Okay, so that's a little bit further north. I spend a decent amount of time in Upland, Indiana, which is where Ivanhoe's is, if you've ever heard of that. So maybe we could meet up around there sometime and just fly. Maybe not until the summer now, but could be fun. Blow another circuit. When did I blow a circuit? This is my first quad right here. This is the green machine. It's a ZMR 250. It actually had these 1806 motors on it, which when I got started. This is Moscow, Idaho. I thought you meant Moscow, Russia. But yeah, so that was my first quad. It's a ZMR 250. It did a great job. I bought a kit from miniquadbros.com. That's what got me hooked on building. I definitely recommend building over buying. Now that it's getting dark early, do night FPV. I have been meaning to. I've actually got a little project here that I've been working on, not necessarily seriously, but kind of more as a joke. This is a 50-watt LED, and this is a voltage step up that takes voltage from 12 to like 30 volts and steps it up to 30, which this takes to produce a ridiculously bright light. It's not soldered on right now, so I can't show it to you. But I mean, it's brighter than like the lamps in this room. It's pretty intense. Looking forward to getting this thing out and flying. Bought a Nano QX FPV to fly inside. I like my Nano QX FPV. It's not my favorite, and I want to do another micro build. Dynamic array. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love building. I love building and flying and doing videos and stuff. So thanks. That means a lot. Love your videos. I'm 15 and been racing freestyle for 4 years. 4 years? How That's awesome. I've only been doing this for 9 months. That's really cool. Where are you from? Tattoo 1500, no, Tattoo 1300s and 1800s, all of them 14.8 volts, yes. RC test flight's huge flashlight is what inspired me to work on this quad headlight. Hi, Zivi. Yeah, no, I've not ever done a live stream before, and so I thought I'd give it a try. I was thinking about it earlier today at work, so I thought I'd try it. Cool, Vincent. How often do you get out to fly? Nice on the lights. Take a video and send it to me when you get it done. Do I recommend 1300? Yeah. I recommend 1300 4 cells more than I recommend 1300 3 cells. For whatever reason, I couldn't ever get a 1300 3 cell to fly more than like 2 or 3 minutes. Well, not like a minute or 2, which was a little bit short, I think. But for whatever reason, with the 4 cell 1300s, I can still go for 2 or 3 minutes comfortably and land with storage charge usually. Hot. You try every day. That must be easier in California than in Indiana to get out every day, because you probably have much more consistent weather. You have all the time in the world. Yeah, that pisses me off. Get back to school. Favorite prop? I love the HQ 4 or 5x4x3 tri-blade props, but I don't. They're not my. I don't fly them every day because they're too expensive for me. Just because I don't have a sponsor or anything, so it's just like it's a little bit spendy to go out and ruin $1.50 a prop. Leaky meat, yeah, thanks. I'm glad my nose is healing too. Yeah, I took some Dow props to the nose doing something stupid, and it chewed it up pretty good. What do I do for a living? I am an employee, not an employee. An employee at a crowdfunding startup that you haven't heard of yet. We just finished our first round of funding, and now we're just kind of working on building out the product a little bit more before we do any more big announcements or anything. But yeah, it's fun. So I'm a programmer. Yeah, live stream. Let me know what you think about it, what you do like, what you don't like, what you want to see on a live stream. It's just an idea that I'm toying around with, but I'm enjoying it so far. If you guys are. Has your dog ever bitten your quad out of the sky? Yes. When she was a puppy, she's only a year old, and I've only been flying FPV for, I think I've flown FPV for a month more than I've had her. And when she was a very young puppy, she went and got off the leash and ran and bit the quad, and she hasn't bit it again since. She had a little bit of a cut on her nose, but she's okay. Yeah, it was not fun. It was just so surprising that I just cracked up laughing when it happened, when I got hit with the props. Ever hear of mass challenge for startups? No, what's that? Move camera angle down at your work. Sorry. There's nothing really exciting going on down here. I'm actually building a female to female XC60 converter that I just use for bench testing things. Jordan Tempkin, hey, it's awesome to see you. That's really funny that you found this. Jordan is an incredible pilot. I got to meet him at F3 Expo. He won the IDRA California Cup right before I met him, and so I got to watch him fly the Black Bolt around. He's a freaking fast pilot. It was so fun to watch and learn from him. So it's good to see you. Cool. I'll check it out, Zevi. Yes, the XBR guy. One of them. There's a few of them. Yeah, so you guys that did join in, what happened? Like, did it just a notification or whatever? Like, I don't think I've ever like seen someone start a live stream before. And was it annoying and like interrupting, or because I don't want to be obnoxious or anything. Not plugging batteries together. It's because I always use more female than male connectors, so I put male connectors on things like these alligator clips, and then I have the converter so that I don't spend more female connectors. Plugging batteries together, bench testing, yeah. They give away $1 million each year to different startups after they do an intensive development session. So it's kind of a similar vein of thinking to like Y Combinator. Is that what you're saying? Had to look it up. I'm running MOG light strips on my ZMR. Very bright, but runs pretty hot. Very low power consumption. Take a look. Cool. Have I ever flown KISS ESCs? No. I just saw it on my subscriptions page. Okay, cool. Saw it in the sub box while looking for new sub videos. Cool, cool. So if I did this in the future, would you guys want to be notified somehow that it was happening so that you could join in? Like, should I try to like push a Twitter account more, or just leave it the way it is and kind of just hope that people find it? What would you guys be interested in? Do I think it's safe to solder in the house? I think so. Sorry. Notify, yes, notify, yes, yes, yes. Twitter, can you make it notify? You can, I believe if you go to my page and there's a setting button on that page. If you click on that, you can tell it to notify you whenever I post something. I'm guessing that those that received a notification were ones that had set it up like that. Could you let us know when you are streaming from doing a live stream on YouTube? Yes, I'll figure something out. If you guys want to go follow, let's see, where's the peep? If you go on, I'm looking for a piece of paper. Sorry. So if you go follow that on Twitter, then you can get, I'll tweet there if I ever do it again. You should figure out something from the view of a quad. Yes, I am considering doing something like that. it's safe to solder in the house if you run a fan because you don't want to breathe in the chemicals. Yep, there's a ceiling fan running behind me that you can't see. Oh, never mind. That didn't show you the whole word. That's the one that you want. Sorry. I have a weird last name. 18-amp KISS ESCs are fabulous, but incredibly fragile, like chocolate fire guards. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I've avoided it, is because I was kind of uncomfortable with them lighting on fire, because I can't afford to have $30 ESCs poofing on me randomly. But that's just kind of how I feel about it. I have yet to hear a really good explanation on why they're super good, so I would love anybody's thoughts on that. My preferred method for voltage telemetry is the Tyrannus. The one that I'm currently using right now is a voltage beeper because I am having trouble with my telemetry. Because I made an update to my Tyrannus that I shouldn't have. Burn one of my DYS 20 amps. I'm not sure of either going for KISS or Little B. Little B are cheap, easy, and they don't light on fire. That's just my thought. Is it cool to run RG 30 amp V3 ESCs with a setup that can draw 45 amp per ESC? What setup are you running? What's the burst current rating on a 30 amp RG 30? And how long do you want to run 45 amps on it? They use hardware PWM to drive the gate drivers. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be there are definitely reasons that they're better. I don't know them, unfortunately. And as much as I like to think I know a lot about these, I still have so much to learn. That it's just kind of like, yeah. Ow, that's still hot. Have I ever tried DYS ESCs? This is running DYS ESCs. This is running DYS ESCs. So yeah, plenty. I think I've had at one time at least 12 of them, and I've never had a problem with them personally. 2315, 2050 kV motors with 6045 props on 22 volts. Oh, so 6 cell. I'm looking at about 22 amp hover current with the 45 amp 100% throttle. I guess I don't know. I would probably say you'd want to be able to draw more. You're going to be drawing more amps than 30 on a regular basis. You might want to look for something bigger. But I don't know if there's. Does anybody make 40 amp mini quad ESCs? Is there anything wrong with cutting off extra cables from the Quantum DY? No, I don't think so. I left more cabling on my set than is probably needed. But yeah, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to cut off the extra cables. I'd just make sure you cover them in tape or heat shrink or something. 18 amp kind of exploded since we have pushing them way out of spec, and they got so hot that the solder would melt and the FPVs probably would move, and short. Boom, kiss 30 amps are supposed to be solid. Yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't read decimals and it's not consistent. You are doing archery. I did when I was in college and high school. I just haven't had time, or I haven't invested any money in it either. Cool. So they got this power now. Just so I've got, this is an XT60 male to a servo lead, which powers the servo thingy, servo tester, and then I've got my female to female to just allow it to connect to the battery. So it's a little bit roundabout, but it works. Okay. So I'm just trying to find an extra motor here. Do you like one shot? Yes. I love one shot. I'm excited about multi-shot, but I don't know much about it, so don't ask. I have a couple smart friends who talk about it all the time, or about new stuff all the time, but I am usually more focused on what's going wrong right now than I am focused on what is going to happen in the near future. I ran my success test with the Cobra Motors 2208 2000s and HQ 6045 on the X rotor, 40 amps, and they are super solid. On 4S you can remove the heat shrink. Oh, wow, cool. By the way, if anyone is wanting to get into PID tuning and black box analysis, check out Joshua Bardwell on YouTube. He's been a wealth of information about PIDs. Cool. I also recommend Furati. I can't, if somebody wants to type Furati in there that knows who he is, he does some pretty awesome, he made a really awesome PID tuning video not that long ago. I do all my flight recording with a Xiaomi Yi. It's not this one because this one's busted. It met a wooden beam a while back. But yeah, that's what I record everything with. I'm building a new quadcopter and just ordered Scorpion motors. Never heard of them really, but I hope they're good. They're like the high-end version of Cobras, I believe. I think it's the same company. So hopefully those are good for you. I've rarely heard of anybody using them. Maybe just because they're expensive. I don't know. Furati, thank you, billions and billions. Excited about Rotor Riot. Yes, I am very excited. I got to meet Chad, Chad, the creator of Rotor Riot, not Chad Novak, Chad Capper, at F3, and he was really, really cool, really fun to talk to. So I'm excited to see what he puts together now after flight tests. Multi-shot is basically one shot 125, just with lower interval times. Since race flight is running at a 250 loop time, one loop is shorter than the one shot 125 signal for 2000. Yep. Did you add the SuperView script to that Yi yet? No. I actually went out flying and I was going to test it and I forgot to do it completely. So I've not yet put it on there, and I've not yet tested it. But I will tomorrow. I have a Runcam HD and love it. I would like to get one because I want to have another recording device other than my phone, which works, but I can't fly it around. So, what do I use for video editing? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. My friend has a Creative Cloud license that I borrow. Yeah, they took most of 3 weeks of chores. I'm not sure what that is. Sorry. Scorpion motors took 3 weeks of chores. Okay, that makes more sense. They're like in the $30 a piece range, right? But hey, I mean the same thing is for me. I've got to save up money and convince my wife to let me buy new stuff. Icon FPV. I saw that they recommended that you have a SD card with a certain read or write rate. I think they recommend having a 35 one, but there's different firmwares to write or to get different bit rates. So maybe you could just try lowering the bit rate a little bit by using the script that's relevant. So maybe instead of using the 35 bit rate, use the maybe a 21 or something like that. I don't know. Where are you located? I live in Indiana. Look forward to a video of your thoughts on that Yi script. Yeah, I'm pumped to do it. I just gotta figure out where or what. I just gotta get out and do it. I might actually not be filming any tomorrow because somebody has my Yi that's working on a special 3D mount for it that I will talk about here if I get it working the way we want it. The Runcam HD2 was great, however mine is sunk, lost at sea with the quad. What happened? Holy cow. 44 for 2 of them. No, that's not too bad actually. So $22 a piece. What do you think about X quads like the Shrike and the Krieger? I think that they do awesome job for racing. Specifically, I'd be interested in the XBR Black Bolt. Jordan Temkin was just in here. He's a team pilot. I don't know if he's still here. I don't know how to see who's in here, actually. I like them for racing and for just flying as fast as you can. But I think they're really obnoxious for carrying things like GoPros or any kind of HD camera, which is an important criteria for me just because that's one of the things that I like most about FPV, if that makes any sense. Yep, Jordan's still here. Jordan, go out and fly or something. Jeez. I've got this. This is the one that I currently use. It works really well, but I want something that works kind of like the layer lens for GoPro. Yeah, I'll let you know if mine turns out. I'll post about it. 10 degrees and snowy, so at least go snowboarding then, or skiing. You ski, don't you? But yeah, so all that to say, I like X-frames. I don't have any. Um, I'm looking to do an XBR build in the near future, actually. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, all that to say, I think they're great for what they are, but I don't kid yourselves into thinking they're going to do something else very well. So that's how I feel about it. Try to make your own with instruments, or go to thingiverse.com and look there. Yeah, I have a friend that has a 3D printer and has a lot of experience in CAD, and he's kind of helping me realize my designs because I unfortunately don't have time to learn a 3D tool like Google SketchUp or CAD or whatever. But he knows it, and he knows what we're looking to do. And so, yeah. I meant to say Instamorph, yeah. Instamorph is cool. A few days ago, I was able to fly my quad at 2 a.m. It was full moon, and the snow reflected so much it looked like it was evening. It was pretty awesome. Did you get any video of that? Do I balance my props? No. I'm too lazy. I probably will start balancing props when I know I'm going out to do filming and just filming. If I'm just going out to fool around or to race or something, I probably won't bother. Oh no, these are all male. I don't have any more female. That's why I made the converter. When are you going to sell shirts? Yeah, you see that? Yeah, my wife made it for me for Christmas. She took a black T-shirt and like sprayed bleach over a stencil essentially, and made this. There's I don't know if you can see it, but there's a quadcopter on the back too. Pretty awesome. You have a pile of female XT60s? What are you doing with your male ones? The female ones are the ones that usually go on the quad. Or at least the way I do it. I don't know. What is your favorite frame ever? Oh boy. It depends on what it's for. I like different frames for different things. Right now I currently use all H quads, or mostly H quads, because normally I'm just doing HD camera filming and stuff. Hello, RC Flight? Oh, you meant male. Okay, that's what I thought. The automatic shutter speed of a half second didn't work. Yeah. The night modes sometimes kind of cause some problems. Favorite frame ever. So right now, my favorite is my QAV210. It does a lot of stuff really well that I like in terms of the way hardware is mounted on it, like the camera and the VTX. But yeah, I would choose other frames for just hardcore racing, or just doing acrobatics, or just doing filming. So I have others that I like the XBR, but I don't necessarily have them. This is an Airbot Titan that I bought from Ready to Fly Quads. I'm just putting it on here as a motor to test out my ESCs. but I have to do all this setup. I'm trying to figure out which one of my RG20s is bad. Anyone have this session? I do not have one. I'm thinking about getting one for the next season because the league that I fly in is going to require HD cameras for everyone, which I think is actually a really cool idea in terms of them continuing to grow and to get more media and stuff. So I'm on board with it, but the Yi might be a little bit too heavy, so I might try to find something like the Polaroid Cube or a Session. I love my 210. I have 2 of them. Awesome. I'm jealous. What do you think about the Lumineer Race Blade? Looks awesome. I think it's bordering on too expensive for me. I think that the $70 price point, that like the XBR and the 210 and the Armaten is pushing it, but they've got the warranty. I think that those price points is the right place to be. All right, signal, ground is in the right place, positive is in the right place, negative, positive, signal, signal. Cool. Now I need another battery. Bam. The Race Blade was announced today, I think. Crash compilation. I'd love to do a crash compilation, but the Yi shuts down when it crashes sometimes. So I probably only have 50% of my crashes on camera. I need a GoPro really bad. As if the QAV 210 and the Impulse RC had a baby. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, Lumineer is a little bit on the expensive side, but I actually think the 210 is a very, very fair price. Okay, let's hope this doesn't pop. I think there's a loose connection on my XT60. Okay, here's a pro tip for you. So when I plug this in, I don't know if you can hear it, but as I jiggle this around, you can hear the ESC is restarting because it's not getting power. That's because the female end of the XT60 is too smashed together. So if you just take a screwdriver when there's no power, and just spread it out. Oh yeah, just a little bit so that the connection is more firm. Oh yeah, on the battery, then it'll stay connected a lot better. Just I've had problems with that before, and that was the only savior. Alien is too pricey. Yes, I think so too. I accepted and that I paid $70 for a 210. Now this new design is making me want to build one of them. Yeah, that's the problem with quadcopters, is there's always something new. Alright guys, I use a Naze 32 Rev 6 running the latest stable beta flight. When I go to full throttle, the motors stutter really badly. Only on full throttle? What is your opinion on frame inspiration between companies? Like with anything, it's a free market. ZMR 250 coming after Blackout. I think that's all fine. I mean, they're doing their best to make an improvement on something else, and that's how it works. I don't know what's going to happen here. Ooh, okay. There we go. Okay. I need some way to mount this so that it doesn't run away on me. Either of those have been drilled out. Do you have any airplanes? I have a AXN floater jet that got chewed up. It got eaten by a mini quad. You can get a Seconds Alien 5-inch for the same price as the price of a new race blade. You think? I thought the Aliens were more expensive. Above 80% throttle, I'm using RG20s and Cobra 2206 2100 kV motors. Yeah, you probably want to... What is your current motor timing in BL Heli? Gotta figure out a way to mount this motor so it doesn't run away on me. My bench is a mess right now. What other questions do you guys have for me, for the hobby in general, for whatever? For Jordan, he's here, you might as well take advantage of him in an appropriate way. Yeah, go check out Jordan's YouTube page. He posts awesome stuff. I think he just posted a video since I've been on here, actually, which I'm going to go check out as soon as this is done. I might have seen it, actually. I'm not going to hold it with my fingers. Have you seen my nose? That seems to be working all right. Patrick, I'm not totally sure what I'm looking for. I'm just making sure that they all spin up all right. No, it seemed like it was working all right, Ziva. Do you think there will be a new Rebel class for below 250 grams racing? Actually, I kind of think there will be. I kind of hope there will be. I've not built a brushless quad of that size, but I'd like to, because it would be really fun. But yeah, I mean, does your wife support you? I mean, she made the shirt for that's got to be a good sign, right? I made a video a while back about why I think that this is more than a hobby for me, and I think to a degree she gets that, and as a result is very supportive, because it's almost more like she's supporting me becoming a musician or becoming an athlete than it is about me becoming a hobbyist, if that makes any sense. So she's very supportive in that sense. But she's also the best human in the world, so it's like, it's like saying, it's not a surprise that she's supportive of something that I am passionate about. Do you think it's worth getting a small monitor in addition to quantum goggles for others to watch? Yes. That is one of my biggest problems with not having two screens right now, is like I can't give anybody a very good like test ride because I can fly a line of sight pretty well, but it's not great flying. If that makes any sense. I'm making a bag that's called Good. It's a drug that it is not too bad for you, just your wallet. Yep, totally agree. My dad is mad at me because his garage is filled up with planes and quads. My wife has not mentioned how much of a disaster my office is in a while, but I'm sure she's not thrilled with its state right at this point. So, yeah. Yeah, good. I'm not sure. Probably good. But yeah, for ESCs, definitely. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I have no way of telling because they were acting so weird before. I'm worried that I might not be able to find out until I put them back into flight again. I might have to just buy another couple and try them out one at a time, which would stink. I run the HS1177 from Surveil Zone on every single one of my quads. I think it is the best camera on the market. I think I have a whole video that's pretty much dedicated to that quad. You will find out once you use the stuff in the good bag. Yeah, exactly. How do you like 3-blade pops versus 2 considering thrust and battery runtime? I've not noticed a huge difference in battery runtime, and I don't know that I've noticed a huge difference in thrust, but I do notice a lot of difference in stability and control, in that the 3 blades are better in that sense. So I really like them. There's definitely more thrust, obviously, but thrust only. I'm more into racing than I am into freestyle, and so having more thrust there isn't necessarily as important as control, and so that's kind of how I feel about that. If that makes any sense. So yeah, they're good, but I probably won't use them for racing. I'll usually use something harder to break in racing because if you crash, you can get back out again. The current state of 3 blades is that they're not. None of them are super. They're not like I will usually use dowels when I'm racing. I don't usually use them other times, but. Do you have? I have some S1020s I need to troubleshoot. Also haven't researched yet, so hoping your method works. Yeah, we'll find out. I wish it wasn't 1 a.m. in the UK. Yeah, I get that. Do you have a Snapchat or Instagram? And if you do, can you follow me? Yeah, follow me and send me a message on either. I only do Instagram. I don't have Snapchat. Hey bro, can I get a shout out? For what? Woo! Was that what you wanted? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, there's only 19 people here, so I don't know how useful that's going to be for you. All right, motor 2. So what I'm hoping to find is that. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was going to be so loud. I apologize. What I'm hoping to find is that the ESC stutters. So what happened? What was going on in when it was on the quad was that I was getting these crazy yaw oscillations where it would just like I can show you the black box. Okay, I see that you started following me, but I have no idea where my phone is right now. I'll follow you later. So what I'm hoping to see is some of those same oscillations that were happening on when it was on the quad, but I have no confidence that that's actually going to show up here. So that's why I have the bag marked good ? Oops. I definitely forgot to unplug the battery first. Whoops. I'd like to say that's the first time that has happened, but it's not. Have you tried making FPV antennas? I'm going to this winter. That is on my roadmap of things to try. I've heard that it's more of a pain than it's worth, but I will be making some FPV antennas just to try it. $1850 is default. I don't know that it's standard. I usually always turn mine up to 2000. Welcome back, Junior Maniac. Yeah, mine did it on 1 and 2 also. And when I swapped ESCs, everything was working better. So now that it's working, and now that I know where the issue is, I'm working on trying to figure out what to do to solve it, or what exactly was the problem. Next lipo, please. Probably not every evening, but I'll do this again for sure. Nays 32 Rev 6. Same thing for me on both of them. Closest I've ever come to getting to build with a buddy. Well, maybe we should do that. We should do like group building sessions where we all get on like Skype or Google Hangouts or something and build together. That would be crazy fun. I would be all over that. I like bananas. I am random. I am weird. Sorry. Where are my manners? Hi. Hey. Just an FY. So I'm gonna have to go here in the next few minutes, guys. Myself. We got some people coming over for some homemade pizza, which I would live stream if that wouldn't be weird, but I won't. So anyway, what do you guys have any feedback for me on this? It seems like a lot of people enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. What do you want to see next time? What should we do differently? What are your thoughts? Just as I'm walking out here. You're making homemade pizza right now? That's awesome. YouTube Live 100. I would say an announcement before streaming. Billions and billions, if you want an announcement before streaming, go follow that on Twitter. And then I will tweet whenever I do this again. Any other closing thoughts? Skype chat with some selected victim, quad build obsessed sort, so you don't have to read while building. I like that. Maybe once we get more people in here, because right now it's only 20 people at a time or so, so that's doable, I think. Oh, cover your ears, sorry. That doesn't seem to be doing anything either. Thanks, Jordan, for helping out with that. I appreciate it. Do a heads up on YouTube, as I'm not on Twitter. Go find on my page, there's a setting to be able to select that you want to receive notifications whenever I upload something, and then you'll get a notification here. And then that is his Facebook username. And then I think you should get the notification whenever I post something. So I think that would work. Do I think race bands should be required? If they provide their own hardware, yes. Otherwise, no. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This was a ton of fun. I'm going to do it again. Yeah, if you have any ideas or thoughts or feedback, leave a comment somewhere, and I would I'd love to incorporate into the next session. So, thank you very much. Now I got to figure out how to kill the stream. I actually don't know.